Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr., and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today I want to talk about something that I guess has been affecting me for the past couple of weeks that's really got me thinking a lot. It's got me thinking a lot about what it is that I do and what it is that I see and what it is that I try to figure out that you're doing. Because it really comes down to, I don't know what it is, and I don't know too many people. In reality, I don't know too many people. I only know a handful. But too many people that I hear talk about something that is just very interesting. The concept of trusting in others and putting faith in others and relying upon others and depending on others. I've just come to realize the things that I do out here and the reason why I live the way I live. And I just keep getting reinforced with this over and over again. Something that being in the dog training world that I understand when you do the same thing you can expect. And when the same results keep happening, it's just like the same thing is going to be there. So for me, I don't know what it is, but I run into scenario after scenario, and situation over and over again that people just bail. People just quit. People just give up. People just don't do what they say they're going to do. I don't know why. So when I just keep getting reinforced that, unfortunately for me, I actually survey this. I do check marks. Like, yep, somebody did this, and then no, 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 no. When I get 20 no's to one yes, it makes me think what the heck's going on out here? I wonder how many people you do what you do because you don't have no support from anybody. You don't have no understanding from nobody. You don't have no even grace from anybody. You're just constantly working all on your own and pushing forward. And when someone even attempts to even if somebody says that they want to help you, you just reject it in reality, knowing that you would rather reject it rather than them just rejecting it. So you just push it away and you just push them off and you just say, I just get it done myself because I know what I'm doing. I know how to get it done. And I know that you're more likely just going to mess it up or mess me over or do something to me to hinder me and damage me and not allow me to get it done anyway. So I'll just go ahead and do it. So sometimes you sabotage yourself in a way at the same time because you're just I don't want to add you to the category is what I just noticed everyone else is. So let me just leave things on a good note here and move forward. Something I just have been thinking a lot about this past couple weeks is just me never even considering putting faith in another human being in reality. Because I just noticed that when you do that, they're the ones that let you down the most. The ones that you don't care about, that are just yeah, they're not going to do it. They're the ones that just seem to follow through. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Some stuff that just goes on that I've been trying to do a lot of thought with. Something that I've been asking and praying a lot for. Just show me the things that I need to work on with myself. Show me the things that I need to get through. And in reality, I've come to realize something that I need to work on and be able to get through is being able to trust other people. But then when I do that, I realize it just doesn't follow through. And then I try to say, you lower your standard with what your expectations are, which is, hey, just give me a call. And they just can't even do that. Or hey, just can you pick that up and do that for me? Or I'll pick it up from you and I'll come and get it from you. They just don't follow through. They say they're gonna get something and do something and make it happen, and they just don't follow through. So then it just puts me in a jam of saying, I know I need to work on that, God. I know I need to get better at being able to learn that there's some people out here that are willing to help and some people that are gonna help. But when I keep running into the situation that even to some people that I would never even thought would just kind of reject you, when I was that person right there, I've known you for a long time. I know you'll help out, and they still don't do anything. It makes you think how are you supposed to get past that? How are you supposed to work on that? Because I've been, I don't want to say struggling, because at the end of the day, I'm still doing what I'm doing, and I'm still in a very interesting stance of just continuing to keep on praying and have faith that God's going to make things work out for me. But at the end of the day, it's something that I was listening to just the other day about the concept of what we need as people, that we're not like eagles and hawks and owls that are independent, that are by themselves. But I've been pretty independent by myself for the past 9 years now. Yeah, 9 years. I've been just living by myself, doing by myself, eating by myself, working by myself, living by myself, doing everything by myself. Not even considering or caring about trying to even introduce someone else into the middle of that. Because every time that I do, it's always just very short term. Very short term, to the point that I just see that I'm being used. And I don't really care to be used in this lifetime. God, yeah, but by another human being, I don't know what it is that my face and my demeanor and my ways are that people kind of look at me that way of just give me and hey, have a good day, have a blessed day, and they just do nothing to like help out in any sort of way. Something that I run into quite often. Where today, and I put it in my mind of I trick myself of just saying, you know, you're just doing good stuff for folks, so it's all right. You can put all your effort, all your energy, all your everything in, and you're helping them out, and you're just doing that as a way of like giving back, is what I say, as opposed to just knowing what the truth is. You just want something. And when you want something and you see something, you start asking more, then you start asking more, and you start asking more, and you start asking more. And when that person is willing and willing and willing, and you start asking more, then you just get what it is that you were looking for, then you just, you know, have a great day. Have a good day. Goodbye. I don't want nothing to do with you no more because you gave me what I needed, and I don't care to even try to help you out with anything more. It's an interesting thing that the more that I'm out here trying to say, yeah, I want to trust in more people, the more that I've come to realize that I shouldn't. Because the more and more that I just freely and openly do that, the more that the people try to hurt you and harm you. It makes me think like, man, this Bible is very, very interesting because it states where we were, where we are, and where we're headed. And it states where we're headed. Where when I'm talking about what I'm seeing out here with trying to help some folks and people try to help me, I know exactly what it's going to go down. That people are going to be so involved with just themselves that they're not going to care about the next person. They're not going to care. They're going to care about what can I get, what can I get, what can I get out of this, what can I get out of that, what are they going to give me, and I don't care to do anything for them. That's going to happen, and it's unfortunate. I'm going to say that I can see that today, and it's fortunate for me that I'm able to do what it is that I'm able to do without having to like worry so much about that. That I had a time of day in my life that I was struggling, that I needed somebody, that I was like I can't survive without having like some sort of relationship in some sort of way. Then I got past that, and then I've got to the point of today of just like I don't want that. It's a weird thing, but not wanting it, not because a scenario that like I don't need it, because at the end of the day, in reality, one does need. But at the same time, it's me just having a good understanding of realizing your worth and your value, and who you are and what you're all about. And it makes me think what it is that I like do, how I help folks, and how I'm able to continue to keep on working with people, if that's the right thing to do. A lot of times I question that. I wonder how many other people question what you do is what you should be doing, or is what you're doing just what you're doing because it seems easy for you, but is it what you're supposed to be doing? Is it what God is looking for you to do? That's for me I just really challenge that a lot. That sometimes when you run into the stumbles and blockages and problems and issues, is that really what you're supposed to be doing? Is that like a test of a challenge of, is this really what you want to see if you'll follow through with it and still stay at it and still keep going? Or is it just something that you just should never even consider and never even care about anymore? Just get the heck out of it. Just get away from it. There's a lot that goes on that in reality, you can't really get answers to, because it's just stuff that we're working on and pushing through, and we never are going to know like that right direct thing that we're supposed to be doing. We just have to try to wing it, I guess, in reality at the same time. That you can ask and pray about it, but there's things that we have to work on ourselves to figure out how to be able to get us to that direction that we want to go to. That it's not just a laid out plan, here, do this, because in reality, if someone just said that's what you're supposed to do and you go there, I don't know what would happen in that. And more likely, we'd probably mess that up even more in reality. Knowing what's going to happen, knowing where I'll be in 10 years and what I'm going to be doing, that might mess me up and make me not actually be there. Make me mess up to the point that won't be an opportunity, because I'm like anticipating that. And then at the same time, it might be something that you don't even think that you're capable of yet today, that you get afraid, thinking I'll never be able to be that. Like compared to thinking about how you are today and what's going on with you right now. Like, yeah, I'll never be able to do that. So then you never ever are able to do that, because you kept on that mission. So it's something that I do know that we don't know exactly what it is that we're supposed to be doing, because more likely you're not going to do it. And that's why it needs to be a revealed, I guess, as time, as needed type basis. For me, it just really makes me think a lot about the concept of what it is that I do, and why I've come to the realization of seeing how majority of people are out here today. There's some people that are just super amazing, super awesome. It's just the coolest of the coolest. Then I just noticed that the majority of the people just so, I guess the way I could say it is I don't blame anybody, themselves. It's just stress and anxiety and depression and worry and all of that kind of gets inside of you that you just got to do what you got to do to be able to just survive. I get that. I don't ever look at a human being and just say, yeah, you're you. No, it's something greater that's going on here that in reality you're not in control of. And that's something for me that I've just really have noticed something very, very, very like eye-opening this past couple of months. When people believe in Jesus and they believe in God and they believe in the Bible, they have a better sense, a better foundation. They're more solid. They're more following through with what they say. They're more of trying to deal with objections that come their way. They're more of being able to just appreciate life, I guess I can say, as opposed to just being scared and running away from it. If something a little weary comes in, I'm just getting out, I'm not going to do it. As opposed to just something a little weird comes in, you just say, let me figure this out. Let me ask some more questions. Let me try to figure out what's happening here. I just noticed that people are just way more firm with their life, way more consistent with their life, and way more loving with their life. And it's something that is such a tragic for if you don't believe in that, because you're running in a world of always just lost and always very confused. That's why for me, as much as I can complain about just seeing how folks don't want to really help out and folks just want to get and use, it doesn't bother me. It did before. Heck yeah, it sure did. It used to throw me into an absolute spiral of just feeling absolutely alone on this planet. But then that's the realization that I came to calling upon the name of Jesus, and a lot of that has just been able to get away from me. That even though I don't have a human being out here to even be able to communicate with, I've got God to be able to pray and the Bible to be able to read, to be able to hear some stories and learn some stuff and have a better understanding of realizing in reality what truly matters. Because sometimes if I'm out here trying to focus too much of my energy on other people, then I'm kind of idolizing those people in a way. And I'm not idolizing who God is and what God's all about and what he represents. And then that's for me to make sure that I'm not a person that's out here trying to idolize myself in any sort of way. If I'm the one that did that, I did this, and why don't you give back to me? And realizing that that's God. It's not me. If I've helped you out in some sort of way and been able to do something for you and you didn't have it in your heart to even care to give back in any way, it's just that was God's work, and he was pushing. And I know for a 100% fact that I said something that God said that was about who it is that I follow and who it is that I believe. So at the end of the day, I just kind of see it as I definitely did get my point across, or God's point across. But it's just interesting how people get treated the more and more that they believe today. How people get treated the more and more that they want to put all their faith in Jesus. How people get treated. And I know it's the way it's supposed to be like. It's how it's supposed to be. It's how things are. And it's what Jesus tells us, and it's what everyone says in the Bible about it. If you want to pick the cross up and come to me, watch, you're going to struggle. People are not going to want to treat you right. People are going to want to use and abuse you. People are going to want to manipulate you, mistreat you. People are going to want to just be so deceiving to you. Something that I like it when it comes into small steps and small little things, not just overall all at once, because it gives me an opportunity to be able to just get firmer with it and just as he says it, just go to the house. If there's no peace there, then just dust yourself off and walk on, keep on going. And that's the main thing that I'm starting to really get a better understanding of what it is that's going on out here. That I'll keep on dusting myself off until I find that situation, that folks, that people, that scenario that they're finally like, let me listen to what you got to say now. Because there's one thing that I do know. The day that I started making videos was the day that a lot of my life changed. A lot of my life changed in such a more challenging way. A challenging way that things aren't such of an easy access to me anymore. Because I'm no longer just being silent about what it is that I believe, that I'm just being very, very public about it. And being very public about it kind of scares some people, for one. But other people, it really just pisses them off. Just makes them mad, just irritates, frustrates, puts them in a rage. Because they don't quite understand it. And then they kind of look at you, or me, like I'm just crazy. You crazy, you stupid, you foolish. You're idiotic to think about there's a real God out there that's doing anything that's there for you. That's just the most foolish thing you could possibly do. You're stupid for that. And I'm just like, that's cool. I just dust myself off and keep on moving. But at the same time, it kind of makes you think that you're kind of alone out there. You're because you're not running into many people that are on the same mission as you. And the mission I'm on is not the mission that I just turn this camera on and just speak all this and speak all that, that I just go out in public and I just act like this and I do this. No, it's the 24/7 that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for that fakeness, that manipulation. And I don't know what it is about me, but I just see that, and I just catch it. And when I see it, I'm just like, you're not the one that I thought. And then at the same time today, I'm just too old to the point that I just have to expose it in reality. I can't just be quiet about that. I'm like, dude, look, we got some things we got to work on. Stop lying. Stop manipulating. That's the true term of a hypocrite right there. You're going to act a certain way in one scenario, then act a different way in another scenario. Something that I realized about myself, that it's probably the most challenging thing with me, that I'm just who I am. And people don't understand that because they're not living that life. You're living like a double, triple, quadruple life. If you act like this, and then you meet me, you see me, and you hang around me, you're just like, dude, you just like that. And I'm like, yeah. How else am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to act like? Am I supposed to change it up because this is a person here? I'm supposed to change it up because that's there? I'm supposed to change it up because I'm in this situation? I'm just going to stay the same at all times. And that's very, very challenging for a whole lot of people today. Very, very challenging. Super challenging. And a lot of times it turns into like a competition type challenge. And I don't care to compete with another human being. I compete with my own self, and God allows me to be able to compete with that. And I'm not out here running a race to be faster than anybody, just only my own self. I log my times down, and I'm like, that's where I'm at, and I'm going to move on. Because there's a life lesson that I learned very, very young. Being a competitive runner is there's somebody faster than you. I don't care how much you train, how much you do, how much you practice. I don't care what you do. There is somebody faster than you. And if they're not right here, right this second, tomorrow, there's somebody faster than you. It just is what it is. You can do what you want to do to try to be the best of the best, but you're not going to win them all. You're not going to be the first place all the time. Someone's going to come and they're going to defeat you. And sometimes someone's going to come and they're going to destroy you. They're going to win by minutes and miles. And you're just like, how the heck did that happen? It just is what it is. So I'm not focused on, I have to beat everybody. No, I just have to get better with myself, where I am and what's going on with me. Not focused on trying to make sure that I'm the one that's got the better than the next person. That's maddening right there. And since I don't play those games, and people realize that I don't play those games, I realize this is kind of a slightly challenging life for me in reality, because I don't care. I'm not going to debate you and talk to you and try to get you to understand that my point is right. I'm just going to say why I believe what I believe, and that's the end of it. I'm not going to try to convince you that what you're thinking and what you're saying is wrong. If you want to continue to keep on thinking that, then that's what you're going to do. I'm not going to try and change you from that in reality. I can't. God can change you, but me as a human being, Mark Anthony DuBose Jr. sitting right here, I can't change a single thing about you. I can't say anything to just get you to finally just even praise Jesus. Like, good, congratulations. I can't do anything. All I can do is just be a person to give you that recommendation. And then you can make a decision of where you want to go. I can't change you in any sort of way. I'll never have that power. I can't put hands on you and make it just finally the demons are out and finally Jesus came in you. No, Jesus does that alone with his own power, with his own glory, with his own being. Not me, not anybody else in reality. So that's something for me to just really keep on making sure that that's what I'm primarily focusing on. But I realize it's a very lonely road in reality. Very, very challenging road at the same time with it being that way. Because then you just can't rely upon too many people. You can only rely upon a very select few, very, very tiny amount. Yeah, Oreo, you can't rely on too much. And then not relying on people can kind of put you in a jam, because then you're put into a situation that you can't quite get out of some situations that you're in. And then you have no one to be able to communicate those situations to. And then when you try to, you got people that just want to try to compete with you. Oh, you're not struggling. You're fine. I got this, I got this, I got that. Okay, well, we weren't talking about that. We're talking about what was going on right here with me. That's what majority of people all want to go into nowadays. No, you're not doing bad. You know, I don't have this and I don't have that. You got this and you got that. Oh, okay, that's amazing. We weren't talking about that. We was talking about this right here. And it's everyone wants to kind of put it all back onto themselves. You're not doing bad. You're good. You're good to go. Like, you got this and you got that. Oh, okay, but that's not what we were talking about. So let's talk about what we were talking about so that we can move forward and come up with some sort of game plan here, as opposed to just trying to put all the emphasis on your own self. Something that I just continue to keep running into in this life. That's super fascinating. That's why for me, it's a very interesting thing that majority of the people I get along with and I'm able to talk to are these older guys, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I've yet to meet a 100-year-old guy. I hope to one day. I got a lot of questions. You made it past 100. I don't know what it is, but that's like triple digits. You know, I got questions. I got all kinds. I could sit down for days. Like that's a couple of dinners that I gotta invite that guy to just ask some questions. But it's interesting because majority of these guys they're not on this game stuff. They're all about business, and I appreciate that. Something that I greatly appreciate. Something that I just really question a lot about this planet, of the changes and things that are going on with the mindsets of the most, as opposed to just the minority. The most mindsets of the most is getting super just all in self, all about self, and not out to worry about anything else but just themselves. Not out worrying about are you doing all right, but just selves. And I realize that I do some of that, but I do some of that in a way of making sure that I can stay away from danger, because some people are all about self so much that if you give them some, they just want more and more and more, and they don't care about you in the end at all in any sort of way. Or I got a few people that are really close in my life that act that way and do that to me, that I can't do nothing for you, because as soon as I do it, sometimes like how I work with some animals sometimes, you give them a look. This is how my cows work. They are vetoing eating my round bales because the grass started growing, and they had a couple of days of being able to eat that fresh grass, and they could see it from the other side of the fence. They could see that grass. It's high enough now. It's about this high on some places that they're ready to eat it. I'm not gonna let them eat it because I want it to grow up. But since they had that little bit, a couple of days, they had it for like 2-3 days. They were out there eating on it. They are rejecting the round bales because, or the round bales hay that I put out there, because they're like, we want to go back to eating that. We're gonna eat that. We're not gonna eat this. And you give it to them just a little bit, and they're just like, we're rejecting the food that we've been eating, that we appreciate, and you don't even have to do any work for it. But since that tastes better, since that's fresher, you know, it's fresh because it's still alive, sitting there, it's growing. They have said, and we're not going to do that. We're going to wait for that. So they're going to end up going to the point of starving themselves before they start to eat the food again. Something that goes on with some people on this planet, that if you give them a little bit, they start having, I could just say it like that, a very good story, a scenario that I know a lot of people probably understand. You give someone a little bit of money one time when they say, I'm struggling, I'm hurting, I need some money, and you send them $1,000. Next thing you know, they have more issues going on all the time. Oh, now this happened. Now that happened to the car. Now this happened to the wife. Now this happened to the kid. Now this happened at my job. Now this, now that, now that. So 1,000 turns into 10, turns into 15, turns into 20. It just keeps going. You got new issues now. And if you would never have given that 1,000 up front, you would have never gotten into that hole of them having this next issue, that next issue, this problem, that problem. It just keeps going, because you open the door up to just give them a little bit. And 1,000 may be too much for most folks. I mean, some people, it's just give them $10. Then all of a sudden I don't have food, and then I don't know how to get to the food, and then you just got issue after issue. That's just, you know, I need a 10, now I need 10, now I need 15. Can you send me 25? Can I get 100? Can I get 5? Can I get? It just keeps going. It keeps on going. It keeps going and going. It just doesn't stop. And for me, I don't know what it is, but I just can't deal with. I don't deal with that. I just can't. And when I see that and I run into that scenario, I just completely bail, and I completely exit it, and I just completely say, you know what? I'm not doing that. And then you know what they say? Oh, you're a bad friend. You're no good. You mean. You got all that and you don't be able to help out nobody? No, I help out somebody, but I'm not going to take over your life and just take the wheel. That Jesus is going to do that. God's going to handle that. That's not for me to have to do out here on this planet. I'm not going to allow someone to be able to use and abuse me just so that you can be able to live a nice, good, easy life. That's not what's going to happen. So some people, you just got to just kick them out before you even give them a little bit. Something that is just super funny to me, that when I think about my cows this past week, they walking down here right now. They're about to come to that stand in front of that gate to try to get me to open it up so they can go over there and eat, while they're just rejecting the food. It's a very interesting thing. I don't know what it is, people, but being out here and working with these animals, especially these farm animals. Dogs are one thing, but farm animals are a whole nother interesting thing. The donkeys and the horses and and the goats and the cows and the chickens and the pigs. There's something that is just super, super fascinating about them that you learn a whole lot of life lessons by just watching them and seeing what they do. Because they do things on 100% instinct. And that's why when I watch them do some stuff, I make sure that I'm not in that level of instinct, that I'm actually thinking things through. Because I'm a highly intelligent human being, not just a droned out, simple animal. I didn't evolve from no animals. I was created by an intelligent creator, God. Now, if I was evolved out of animals, then yeah, I should not be free thinking of doing some stuff. I should just be on autopilot and doing what I see birds and what I see the animals do. But since I'm not that, I see a big difference here of realizing what's going on. But sometimes we taught that we came from, monkeys and stuff, that we should still be acting like that. But yet, we don't. We don't act like them. We don't do like them. We don't function like them in any sort of way. We do our own thing. We do our own stuff. We're very logical. We're very thinking. Monkeys aren't. They're pretty much unintelligent in reality. They're smart with doing some little things, but and compared to a human being, they're very, very stupid animals compared to a human being. Human beings are capable of being able to do, like, just think about the concept of turning your lights on and putting gas in your car, diesel in your trucks, putting a AC in the house to be able to stay cool. You don't see monkeys do anything like that. You don't see them creating a whole AC system so that they can make sure that their little dens are nice and cool while it's blazing hot outside. They don't do nothing near that, but we do. They don't do nothing near of like, let's drill some holes in the ground so that we can get some water to come up so that we can drink. No animals out here do anything like that. Nothing. They don't know how to function. We know how to create and do some things that just nothing on this planet is able to understand. And that's why for me, I just make sure that I stay out of that instincts. And I start to lean more towards what's actually going to help me, what's actually working for me, as opposed to just being in a position of, so these cows are all just staring at me. They just so cute. But just staying in a position of making sure that I'm helping out folks that are wanting and desiring and willing to be able to make sure that they're also helping out the next person, not just taking and not just manipulating, not just, in my opinion, that's stealing, because you're not being true to being able to appreciate what's going on. And with that, man, I just want to say thank you for a very interesting week, getting started already. That sometimes I rely upon people in the wrong way, even though I know that I should, but I realize the more that I do, the more that they just back down and fail and don't follow through. So it just makes me think like what it is that I should like adjust from, because I know that you're supposed to trust more, but it sets you up in a, it would be what would be considered what's that word, insanity, for me to continue to keep on putting all my trust and faith into people and it not following through, and realizing that I just keep stumbling. That would be insanity. Can't run into that. Can't do that. Can't be about that. So something for me to, especially just today, of realizing that the more and more I put faith in people, the more I stumble. The more I put faith in God, the more things seem to be getting better and better for me. Because when sticky situations come to me, it doesn't really slow me down too much. But today, I've got slowed down, I will say. I got slowed down a little bit, where I got a little disappointed, I guess I could say. A little disappointed in realizing that sometimes I can't put too much of my energy out for people, because I end up just getting in a situation that I start relying upon, and I start stumbling and realizing that I gotta hold back. Something that I don't really like doing when I do any kind of work for people, but sometimes the term is sandbag. I can't put it all out there. I gotta just put a little bit at a time out there. I can't put it all out there. Put it all out there, you kind of mess yourself up in the end. But it's something for me that I think that's lying. So I don't know. It's something that I'm asking and praying about. Should I just put everything I could do out there all at once? But at the same time, when I really think about the story of Jesus, he didn't do that. He definitely held back. He could have done way more. He could have probably healed the whole crowd of people all at once to just say, you're healed and you're good to go. He probably could have done that, but he held back. And just doing a little bit at a time, just to show the steps of getting there, as opposed to just doing it all at once. And then he just kind of then no one would need him in reality at that point. They just all finished, all good. They all just got healed and just walked away. So it's interesting for me to think about the concept of Maybe not putting everything I know all out there right up front, but holding some things back and being able to allow the process to just really start to show through time, as opposed to just going all out right there. And I'm very thankful to be able to realize that when things happen, that they just things fall through and don't work out and don't come to plan, that I could just know that everything's taken care of. I might not have the too much more and all the extra, but at least I got enough. At least I know I'm about to eat something today that I made yesterday. It was really good. Sometimes eating it the second day, it tastes a little bit better. And being able to know that I have that, and being able to have certain other things around that's good enough. And I'm very thankful for that. Very thankful for realizing that even if I'm unable to really rely upon anybody, I at least still am able to rely upon myself. I'm still able to somehow get some stuff done and get things done and make stuff happen. And being able to make sure that I'm going to be good to go. And I'm very, very thankful for just something simple right now that no one can really see, but my dog's sitting right here, seeing the cows right there, knowing that he's sitting there in a way of making sure that I'm going to be good to go, that he's got my back. One thing that I really like about me, some farm dogs, they got my back. If one of these animals tries to come over here and try to run at me, that's the one thing you got to watch out with them bulls. They'll try to run at you. The girls don't do it too much, but the boys will. He got my back. He gonna take care of me if anything were to happen, and I'm gonna be good to go. Thankful for that, in a way of being able to be so thankful in a way that I don't even know how to put that into words some days. Just being like, thank you, man. Thank you, Oreo. You the best of the best. You're such a good boy. Dog right here. He makes sure I stay safe out here, and I appreciate that. Thank you.